DJDUBL.
It's DJDUBL here, and right now I'm with one of the most exciting hip-hop artists that I feel like I've come across in probably the last 12 months at least. Man, like Darrell Cole.
Hey, appreciate that, bro.
What's going on, man?
Good, man. Glad to be back in London, innit?
You're putting Antwerp on the map right now, I feel.
I'm trying my best, innit? I'm trying.
Yeah. Belgium singing your praises, man. Now, you've got a crazy story, so I don't even know where to begin with asking you questions. So, born in London.
Yeah.
Moved to Sierra Leone.
Exactly.
Raised in Belgium.
Yes.
Living in Barcelona.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And now you're back in London.
Now I'm back in London.
Completed the circle.
Yeah, the full circle, bro. I'm back. Nah, well, my parents are from Sierra Leone. And my mum and my dad used to live out here in Southall.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we lived there till I was like 7. But then my little brother was born when I was 6. And after that, my mum was like, that was around the time UK was getting a bit dangerous, innit? So my mum was like, nah, I want my kids to grow up and really understand what culture is, first of all, like really the African culture. So we moved back to Sierra Leone 1 year after my brother was born. Went to Sierra Leone, lived there 2 years. 1.5 years was amazing. The other half was like the other 6 months was just like a war situation, obviously. The civil war.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, I speak my mother tongue, which is Creole from Sierra Leone. I speak English, French, Dutch, and Spanish now.
Mad.
Yeah.
So your first language is Creole over
First
English,
language.
even though your mum and dad,
Now, well,
even though you were born here.
well,
So
if like most of the people that speak a lot of languages, they always ask them, in what language do you think?
yeah, that's a good question actually. Yeah.
I think in English, basically.
Okay, right.
But if I'm speaking, like if I'm speaking English or Dutch, I'm thinking in English. If I'm speaking French or Spanish, I'm thinking in French.
Right.
Because you can like, there's similarities
in
in the languages, yeah.
Why did you decide to rap in English?
Well, that's my mother tongue. That's the language I basically think.
That's what you're thinking. Right?
Exactly, and that's the best way to express myself, I think. And because I've got so much to say and so much to like, so many stories to show the world, it's best I choose a language that I can express myself in the best way. If
there was a stranger and they asked, who is Darrell Cole, who would you compare yourself to as a rapper?
Whoo! Jesus. Well, I always say I'm a cocktail of Nas, Biggie, and Jay-Z.
Okay, so I'd throw some Joey Badass in there as well, personally.
Yeah, but Joey Badass is also a cocktail of Nas, Biggie.
Yeah, that's true. But you can see right there, I wrote Nas down as
right
well.
next to it. Yeah,
I definitely got that. Tell me about the Belgium hip hop scene. Like, what's going on over there?
Well, it's booming now, like it's starting now. But when I started off like 10 years ago, well, it wasn't really like there was no scene. So I had my first peak when I was like 18 on TV and everything, but because there was no media support or anything for hip hop or whatever, it just basically happened, and like no one actually like took note of what I'd done for the scene. So it's like I basically started all over again now. But yeah, this is a big scene, man. You got Woody Smalls, Coeli, Kid, myself, Young B, and much more. The Color Grey. If I forget anyone, forgive me, yeah. But,
you're gonna be in trouble, bro.
Yeah, because they're gonna be looking like, what? He didn't say my name, bro. Nah. But yeah, that's basically the scene now, and we're trying to get as much more as we can right now.
The thing I find mad about the Belgium scene, especially like when I played out there, I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
They are onto the UK stuff as well.
Oh, definitely.
And it's mad for me as a DJ when I was out there playing it. And I want to shout out DJ Hulk, because he even showed me about it. Like, he started playing not just the obvious stuff, but like some proper, he was going in with the UK stuff, and the crowd was really feeling it. Who would you say from the UK is really like resonating out in Belgium?
Oh, definitely Skepta. Skepta and Gigs right now.
Right, Skepta and Gigs.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
noticed you tweeted a J Hus lyric the other day.
Yeah, I'm feeling the new album still. I'm feeling it. Like, I got a little playlist called We Will on Spotify.
Okay.
So what I do is I take the songs that I like most and I put them in a playlist. But it's from the 3 different countries: Belgium, Holland, and the UK, and a bit of France. And yeah, I put J Hus in there, the new album. I put 3 songs in there because I'm just feeling it. I like what he's doing.
Spirits, the song.
Yeah,
man.
Spirits. That's my song. I swear.
That's
but I saw Skepta tweet as well, so I was like, yeah, we were on the same level. I know my man's feeling me. Yeah.
So I read that you learned about lyric writing and like structuring songs through writing down lyrics for your mum, right?
That is so true.
Talk to me about that.
Well, shout out to Mumsy first of all. Well, yeah. Back in the days, we didn't have no Google or Genius or none of that to look up like Mary J. Blige, No More Drama or whatever that it was. And my mum's a hip hop head for sure. Like, she's more of a slow jam head, but hip hop like was always around us, like from Park to Dr. Dre to Biggie. So my mum used to love all of these songs, but yeah, my mum, like, she didn't understand everything.
Right.
And because she thought, yeah, we were younger, we would probably get it. So she was always like, yeah, could you write down the lyrics for, like, let me just say, like, Mary J. Blige, No More Drama. And then we had the tape decks. So I'd record it from the radio and then press, like, rewind the whole time. Write it down, rewind again, write it down, rewind again. And that's how I didn't know that there was a structure in lyrics because I was young. But writing it down, obviously, you see the structure in the lyrics.
Yeah.
And that's how I started. That's why I thought, like, maybe everything I went through, let me try making my own song. And that's how it basically started.
Yeah. It was not too long ago, this is another thing I read about you, that you actually nearly gave up doing music.
That's so true.
Does this relate back to what you were saying about getting a song on the MTV and it not really resonating? Like, there was no scene to back it up?
Yeah. Because you should understand, like, in the UK, 10 years ago, being a rapper was a job. Like, you could still, like, there were rappers making money out here.
Not so many, but maybe more than Belgium, I'm guessing.
Like, let's be honest, like the So Solid Crews and them lot.
Okay, yeah.
They were on TV, but they were also, like, getting the media support and all of that. In Belgium, that wasn't there at the time. So we did incredible stuff, even if I say it myself. But then at a certain point, you're like, okay, bills are stacking up. This is obviously not paying, but this is my job, quote unquote. So what do? Then, yeah, you got to look for a solution. So basically after that, like, I was looking for a job. I got a job offer in Barcelona, and I just left. And when I went to Barcelona, I just felt like, let me just start my life again, innit? I invested 10 years or a bit less then in music. Let me try something else, just a regular 9 to 5, innit?
Yeah.
And then I started doing a 9 to 5, starting to do a little dirt here and there, and then I was like, nah. Every time I go back to just writing a lyric down. And then the only thing I took to Barcelona with me was my iMac, my microphone, and my speakers, and my sound card. So I basically had everything I needed to record again.
Right, yeah.
And that's when I started again, and I got signed by Sony after that.
Talk to me about signing to Sony. Like, when you, because firstly it was on your birthday, the day you signed the contract as well, right? Best birthday present ever?
Right before my birthday, the day before.
So talk to me about, like, the build up. How did you find out that Sony was interested? And talk to me about the day that you signed as well.
Well, it's a crazy story. I had a crew called Weirdo. That was a hip-hop crew. Why did I call it Weirdo? Because we were the weird ones out of the scene, because it was always rock, pop, and everything.
Right.
And I had a few artists on my label, including Kid, Woody Smalls, that are now doing really big. Shout out to Woody, that's in Japan right now, so that's good.
Sweet.
Yeah. And before I left Belgium, I told the artist I was working with that was on my label, like, look, all I need you guys to do is finish an album, and I'll make sure I'll see what I can do with it, basically. And no one actually listened, because I wasn't in town anymore, so, like, the control was already gone. But the only one that listened was Woody Smalls at the time. And yeah, he sent me his album, Soft Parade, that is online right now. And I was blown away. I was like, what is this? Like, this young, and he was 17 at the time, or even younger, I'm not sure. So I was like, damn. And I sent it to a guy I know, Tim Dollar, that was working at Sony. Woody got signed, Woody blew up, and that motivated me. Because I was like, he was signed to my label, I hooked him up, and look what he's doing now, he blew up. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to take this serious again. But I didn't want to come off as a beggar, like call Woody, oh, what's the name? What's the name of the CEO? What's his number? Whatever. So I just Googled it basically. Yeah. I Googled his name, found him, started talking to him, and he heard the song "Take Me Away" and he was like, look, I need to meet you ASAP. And that's how I went from Barcelona back to Belgium.
And that's the song that made noise for me as well, man. Like, heavy tune, Take Me Away. Check the video out. If you lot haven't seen the video as well, check out the video.
Please do.
The visuals were tough, bro. Like,
yeah, appreciate that. Shout out to Anthony, man. Anthony is
he the director?
He's a director. He won a few awards for his short films that he used to make. But I know him for a while now, so it was a pleasure to being able to work with someone that I just know, and to be able to create something like that went around like Take Me Away did. So we're just gonna try to push it further now. It
makes sense now because the video was like a short film. It's like a movie, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
And it makes sense with my story to work with someone that does short films, because that's basically what I want to do.
Definitely. So Boats, that's the single that I've been banging out recently, which I think you gave me the first play, right?
Yeah. No one else has that. No one else has that.
Back to the point. Boats is the tune, so it's based on a true story. That's the acronym.
Exactly.
And the record is about your life basically. So
yeah, the first, like, let's say the first 7 years or 8 years of my life. Yeah.
So you mentioned it earlier as well. This is in the song. You talk about moving to Sierra Leone. So you spent a year and a half there. Yeah. Living in paradise, basically, the motherland. So it's all nice. Yeah. And then the civil war broke out. Yeah. So you'll have to forgive me because my history of Sierra Leone is not that great. So
that's why I'm here, bro. So
yeah. So I mean, this is like a proper, real serious war, like.
No, it was that war changed my life, cause I was a spoiled brat. I won't even lie. I was from Southall. Both my parents got good jobs. Like, little brother was just born, so I was the big brother around and all of that. But yeah, you don't realize how spoiled you are till you get pulled out of the situation. So me going back to the motherland was just like an eye opener, innit? Like, it really opened my eyes to what life really is, and it taught me not to take anything for granted, because your life can be taken away any moment. Not to be negative or whatever, but that's just how life is. Yeah. So the war in Sierra Leone. I moved to Sierra Leone with my parents, and a year and a half after. I think the story was that there were rebels from like the villages around the city were trying to take over the city, basically.
Right. Overthrow the government, right?
Overthrow the government. And my dad at the time was he was a lieutenant or a captain of the army. So it's the rebels versus the army, obviously.
Right, yeah.
So my last name was a danger. I couldn't, like, if they would have found me, it would have been
of course, because your dad's high ranking in the army. So.
Exactly. So my dad and my mum broke up. I don't know what happened, but my mum ended up in jail in Africa. My dad was still in charge. So at a certain point, they kind of split the task. Like, okay, I'm going to take my little brother, which is Brendan. That's what my mum said. And my dad was like, I'll take Darrell. So I lived with my dad for a while, but my dad was always on duty. So and I didn't see my mum at all. Right. For that period. And yeah, man, my dad used to leave, go do his duty, and I would stay at the house with the soldier that like watches over the house, because obviously if the rebels come and I'm there alone, it won't work out. So yeah, then what I just remember is like the night the war broke out. Like the night it started, I looked out the windows, and because there were jets flying over Sierra Leone, over Freetown, the Africans never actually. I don't think people from Sierra Leone ever saw a jet or know what was going on, because they were trying to shoot the jet with AKs from the ground.
Right.
But this was nighttime.
Yeah.
So I remember opening up my window and seeing red bullets.
Right. Okay. Like the tracers flying up. Yeah.
Exactly. I remember that. I put that in the lyrics as well.
Yeah.
I put that in the lyrics as well. And I remember seeing the red bullets going in there, and that's when I knew, okay, this situation is serious. And anytime I heard that jet sound, you used to hear like the huge explosions.
Yeah.
Because they were bombarding, obviously. That's when I knew it was real.
So what age were you like at the point that you left Sierra Leone?
I guess 8.5.
Right. Okay.
Another crazy story, like, to leave Sierra Leone, obviously all the rebels have taken over all the villages. So I can't leave the country. I can't just leave the country like that.
Yeah, it's not like just going to the airport.
I can't use my own passport, because if they see the name Cole, obviously I'm done. So yeah, my mum and my auntie, because my auntie had to kidnap me from my dad.
Right. Because
she was trying to get me back to my mum. While my dad was very stubborn and like, I'm gonna take care of my son, don't worry about my son, kind of thing. So my auntie came to the yards, told a soldier that my dad sent her, took me.
Right.
But my auntie was living in a very, very poor neighborhood.
Right, okay.
So going to that poor neighborhood, shower outside, like you take the water like out of a bucket.
Yeah.
We had one big box where you should shit in, excuse my language. But yeah, really struggle. And then around 8.5, my mom came up with a plan, like how to get me out of the country. Again, I don't know how my mom done it. She's superwoman to me. But her and my auntie came up with a plan and got me out of the country. When I was 8.5, we went to Guinea, which is like a country right next to Sierra Leone. And from Guinea, we went to Brussels.
Wow. Mad. Have you seen your dad since?
My dad passed away last year.
Right, sorry to
hear that. And I didn't see him after that again.
Crazy.
So I only saw him at the funeral.
Right. Who produced the beat for the song?
Shout out my guy, man, Will Blake. He's a Spanish guy.
Will Blake
is his
heavy
name.
Bruv. I gotta look him up and get some. I gotta listen to some more.
He's a DJ as well, so you lot will link up. Definitely.
Right, yeah.
He plays in Razzmatazz, it's called, in Barcelona.
Okay.
And they got this concept called Fuego. I met him through a guy I know called Felix, who is like, he's a Spanish plug to me, like.
Yeah.
And yeah, one day he came by my house and was like, he let me hear 100 beats first. 100 uninteresting beats.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when we were like all blazed out and everything, he was like, oh yeah, I got this one beat. And he played me that beat, and I was like, I wrote that song in 20 minutes.
Wow.
And it was written and recorded in 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's sick. So originally I was going to ask you about whether this particular song was going to be a single, if it was going to be part of an album. We've had the conversation off camera, so I now know it's going to be part of a bigger project.
Yeah, of course.
And the album is going to be called
Freetown,
which is, for those uneducated people like me,
it's the capital of Sierra Leone.
Exactly.
But it's a double meaning. I also mean that I'm working towards living in a free town where I don't have to worry about anything in life.
Yeah.
Except living.
Living in that free town.
Exactly.
And so originally the album, because I said to you as well that it would have been great for the album to be called Based on a True Story.
Yeah, cause of the, like, I didn't know till after, like, one of my friends was like, hey, ain't that a 2 Chainz mixtape? And I was like, oh, rah, not 2 Chainz, not him. Because if he's done it, like, oh, it's already washed, innit? So I had a little, like, I was doubting for a long time, but then I was like, nah, man, it's all about identity at the end of the day. And if I could use the capital of my country as the name of my first album, it just
very symbolic,
picture,
man, especially with the double meaning.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2 Chainz, man, you f***ed up the wave.
You messed it up, 2 Chainz. you owe me a verse.
Who would be your ultimate collaboration, talking of verses? So Dead or Alive, who would you most
Dead
like
or
to
Alive?
have? Yeah, Dead or Alive,
then
who would you most like to have on a
without,
record?
Biggie, without a doubt.
Biggie,
If it's Alive, it's Jay-Z, but without that, it's Biggie, like, Biggie for sure.
You answered that with the quickness.
No, Biggie for sure. I was raised on Biggie, man. Like,
yes. I don't even have to question it, man. I know exactly why. So, let's get back to introducing strangers to your music.
Yeah.
I want you to tell anyone who's never heard of Darrell Cole before, 3 songs that they need to listen to become a fan of Darrell Cole.
Take Me Away, obviously. That is the one. I'm featured on an album of a Belgian artist called The Color Grey.
Okay.
I've done a song on there called Fixed. And that song describes who I am for sure.
How long is the feature?
What do you mean? How long?
Yeah,
how
like in bars, is it just like a quick feature?
A 16. I dropped a 16 on it. Yeah. But it's basically taking control of your life. The song is about taking control of your life and fixing your situation.
Right.
So that fits perfectly for my story.
What's the name of that song again?
Fixed.
Fixed by
The Color Grey in one word.
The Color Grey.
No spaces in between. The Color Grey in one word.
I will check that out.
And the third one is Time, for sure.
Okay.
Time is a crucial part in my life where I take care of my stuff. I stop complaining about what we don't have, and I'm more like, nah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's not like I want to do it anymore. It's like I'm going to do it. And I think Time will I get a lot of mail from people or DMs telling me that the song Time motivates them because they're going through similar things, and that's basically what I want to be able to do in the future, is just like to be able to motivate people going through similar things as I am.
Yeah. Explain the concept behind the album as well.
Well, the album, the album's called Freetown, and the album is my life story. So the first song is basically how my life starts, and the last song is where I'm at right now. So everything in between, you get to know Darrell Cole. I can't like reveal too much, but that's definitely the concept behind the album. It's just how my life is. So real shit, no gimmicks, no extras to it. It's just reality. That's the album.
Looking forward to it, bruv. What's happening for the rest
that.
of 2017 for Darrell Cole?
2017. Well, I'm gonna be out here with him a lot now.
That's it.
I'm gonna be partying with him. Nah, I'm doing a few festivals in Belgium, Couleur Café, Summer Festival in Belgium. I'm doing Hype Festival in Germany, which is with Migos and French Montana and Lady LaSha and Stefflon Don. That's in August. I'm opening up for Dave East probably in Barcelona. Yeah, man, basically I'm just gonna be doing shows, going around. I got my live tour. The tour is called Live. You can go on my website darrellcole.com and you can find all the dates that I'll be doing. Still looking for a UK date, so holla at me, innit?
Yeah, we need to get you on some UK dates, man, without a doubt. 100%.
Yeah.
The last thing, tell people where they can find you on the social media, man.
On Instagram it's at Darrell Cole, DARRELL, not Darrell with a Y, but Darrell ELL at the end. You can find me on Twitter, which is Darrell Cole, exactly spelled the same way, with an underscore behind it. My website, darrellcole.com. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, yeah, it's basically the same thing. Just type in Darrell Cole, even on Google.
And Spotify.
Spotify, how could I forget?
Don't forget Spotify,
my sweet
bro.
people of Spotify. Nah, Spotify for sure. I've got a playlist on Spotify as well, so if you click on my artist page, Darrell Cole, you'll see my playlist called We Will, and that's basically just motivating all the people doing the 9-to-5s and the ones that want to forget their 9-to-5s in the weekend. That's basically it.
That's it. It's been a pleasure, bro. Thanks for your time, man.
Nah, appreciate you, bruv.
DJ Double here with one of the most promising names in hip-hop right now. You need to check him out if you don't know about him already. Darrell Cole.
Salute.